What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hard Park 703 channel. So today is the day. Today is the day that we finally get to install an exhaust on my C8. I just dropped everything off right here. It's gonna be good to go for tomorrow morning. I've got the vehicle. I got the vehicle parked. I don't even know why I was going to show you where the vehicle's parked. But anyways, the vehicle's ready to go. So then that way we can just put it up on the lift, let it cool down. That way it's good to go first thing in the morning. We're going to spend all day on it because we got a heck of a lot of work to do on there. We're installing not just the exhaust, but we're installing two other parts as well. So it's going to be a pretty hefty job. I was gonna say it should be fun. It'd be fun for me to watch, but I don't know how it's gonna be for Jerry and Brian. But yeah, so we're gonna get to that tomorrow morning. So I just wanted to leave everything here, so then it's like I said, overnight. That way it's easier. You don't have to let the vehicle cool down or anything like that. Everything's good to go. It'll be up on the lift, and we get started right away. I'm gonna work from that spot right there tomorrow. So that'll be great because at least this way I can get some work done and stuff like that, attend some meetings and whatnot, and then everything is getting done here, and then I'll keep going in and out, checking in on it, and filming some content and everything. So yeah, I got to figure out how I'm going to split up the video because I'm filming 3 videos at once right now. So anyways, I'll just pick and choose what segments I want to put in each video and everything. I did 3 intros already. This is the 3rd one. So yeah, I think it'll all come out well. I don't know. Fingers crossed. So anyways, all right, cool. So we will pick everything back up. I'll show you the exhaust and everything as we're unwrapping, unboxing everything. All right, bye. Good morning. All right, we're back. Check this out. We've got already a lot to talk about, and we haven't even installed anything. All right, so the rear bumper is off. It is just a crap ton of screws and clips. So just take your time. You're gonna work your way all the way around, and then there's obviously going to be a lot of stuff that you have to do with the fender liner, so you got to take the fender liners out. That's why you have to remove the wheels. My bumper, I found out, is different from 2020s and 2022s. Mine's a 2023, so it was attached just slightly differently. Nothing too crazy, but you are going to want 2 people to do this job to make it a heck of a lot easier. And yeah, so now we're going to get to doing stuff little by little. But yeah, so bumper is off. We are going to all right, so first things first, when it comes to the exhaust work, we are going to paint the heat guards right there, the heat shielding on the fender liners, since they're that reflective color. We're going to paint them black with high temperature paint. It's black. It's like 2,000 degree paint. So we're gonna do that one, and then obviously we're getting started on this one first, and so we'll just paint it. But yeah, so then this will be blacked out, so then that way when the exhaust is in front of it, you're not gonna see this behind it, so then that way it'll look a lot better. All right, so now that we got the bumper off, we are working from the bottom, obviously, to get the exhaust off. So you can remove your exhaust one of 2 ways. You can, if you don't have a lift, you can do it from the trunk itself. You can remove the liner and everything. You can remove the air box, and then you can access a lot of the bolts for where the cat back it bolts up to the cats. But you can also do it this way with just super long extensions. So we're going that route. I think this is probably the easier route as well. Obviously, you save yourself all the work that, you've seen me do already twice now, trying to remove the air box and everything and getting into that area. But yeah, so we're gonna remove this, and then we are going to unveil the exhaust, and we'll talk all about it and everything, blah, blah. And I've got a meeting, so I'll pick this up. So this is the paint that I was talking about. I picked this up. So it's the paint, I guess, whatever you want to call it, coating. So it's the high heat ceramic coating. And so this is what we're gonna put right here, and it'll black it out entirely, and it's great because it's matte black too, so no reflectiveness or anything like that underneath the vehicle. It's not like you're gonna even see it. Like, sunlight does not get into the bumper at all. But yeah, so this is what you're gonna pick up. And yeah, we're about to do that. So we kind of masked off the rest of the fender liner. And so let's get to it. All right, so while we are starting to open up the boxes for the exhaust components and everything, here are the Paragon Performance modules that you're gonna need. So then this way, how do I say it? I guess so you don't throw I guess an error code for your exhaust, because I'm not going to be using the factory valves and all that. My aftermarket exhaust comes with its own valves, so you got to plug these in order for the vehicle to function properly, per se, right? Like to trick it, so then that way it thinks it still has like a factory exhaust per se. So these are the modules. There's 4 of them. We already put one in just to make sure it all fit and everything, and so we've got one right here. So you just remove your factory one and then you just pop these in. And so we'll see as we're playing around with the exhaust and everything like that, we might have to zip tie lines in other places, whatever, blah, blah. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, so it just clips right in. Perfect. So, all right. So we just opened up the big box from Pure Performance. Shout out to Cris with Gem Motorsports and Pure Performance. Thank you so much for shipping everything out. Dude, 2-day shipping from California to Virginia. That is epic. So got the tips right there. Got the main box right here. We're going to look at the main box first, and then we'll get into the tips. So there are a whole bunch of stuff in here, dude. I think
they were right. 2 hours to just unbox.
Are you kidding me? This is nuts. All right, so I assume these 2 big pieces right here are going to be the mufflers. Everything else is all the... Oh, yeah.
This is the titanium right here. It feels like nothing.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, titanium weighs nothing. That's awesome. That is awesome. Oh, I can't wait to see what all of this looks like. We're going to start unwrapping it. It's like literally all the videos when someone gets a titanium exhaust, they all joke around and say it takes like 2 hours to unwrap everything. And it's true. Look at how much stuff is in here. So, all right. I'm wondering if, Cris, did you send? Nice, Cris. I think you sent extra tips, man. I appreciate that, dude. That's dope. All right, it's cool. So I've got...
these are carbon tips, and those are titanium tips.
Gotcha. Okay, so those are the carbon tips, and then these are the titanium tips. Awesome. Oh, Cris, this is going to be epic, dude. Can't wait to show you what it looks like once we start taking everything off, man. But yeah, first we got to still finish taking off the stock exhaust. But in the meantime, check this out. So the titanium exhaust came with... these do have, Brian was right, these are hefty. This feels like a really, really awesome key fob. The open and close button, that's dope. I'm not even kidding, this doesn't feel like cheap plastic. It's not even plastic, this is metal itself. It's got good weight to it. It's probably probably as like heavy as your iPhone. That's awesome. And then you've got 2 of them, so that's awesome. All right, cool, so you got a backup. I guess this is what's going to relay the Bluetooth signal, I guess, whatever. Cool. Obviously necessary. And then all the wiring. So, and then it's going to be wired to, where is it? Oh, yeah. So, see, an outlet. So, I'm wondering if I can run that to the frunk, because that'll be cool, because I've got a opening in the frunk. We could run it, I think, into the passenger side, one inside the cabin, but I use that already to charge the phone, so hopefully we can do it to the front, but we'll see. It doesn't seem like it'd be that big of a deal, but yeah, so pretty cool. I'm excited. This is gonna be epic, dude. There is so much to do. I was about to... All right, next up. All right, so these are the other tips that Cris sent me. So this is dope. So I don't want to unwrap them right now. I'll wait for Brian to unwrap them. But like Brian said, so those are going to be like, I think, carbon tips. And then these are the titanium tips. And they've got the blue outer edge. So they've got that nice like gold to them. And then they got the blue outer edge. These are going to look epic. This is going to... Oh my God. I'm more excited for the tips than I am for anything else right now. I've been dying for these tips. So Cris, thank you so much for rush ordering these for me. This is gonna be awesome, dude. I'm so excited.
The inner bolt is like even with all the shit, like
it's like super hard.
Because the angle is down. So, like, you're coming in, nothing.
This is why in the video everyone's always taking their time over on this corner. Then that makes sense. Okay.
Definitely a lot harder.
Yeah. So all right. So in order to take the factory exhaust off, or install, take off an exhaust, whatever, 2 bolts on that side. It's rounded piping on that side. Where, what do you call it? I guess like the coupler, whatever you want to call it. Like it's
the flange.
The flange. Thank you. So there's 2 bolts over there. It's rounded. Over here, it's a triangular shape, and there's 3 bolts. So it's 5 bolts total, and then you've got 4 hangers. 2 hangers over there, and then you got 2 hangers here. So 1 hanger's here, 1 hanger's already off, but this is the other hanger. So this is what's giving Brian a pain in the butt. The angle of the bolt, it's not just easily accessible. It's not like as if you're gonna put the extension just straight in and then be able to unbolt it. It's at a weird angle, so yeah, good luck with that, you know. Like I understand now why in every video everyone is complaining over here in this corner for a while. All right, so this is gonna give you an idea at the angle that which we have to play with. All right, so you see Brian's putting in the extension, right? Okay, and you can see in there. All right, so the extension is coming in at this angle, but look at where the bolt is. So let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah. So the bolt is right there, but check this out. Okay, so Brian's coming in at this angle, and then the bolt is at this angle. So you got to get the extension in there, get the swivel up another like 30 degrees or whatever, and then you're trying to untorque a bolt at this angle while your extension is at this angle rotating. So I don't know what type of wizardry it takes, but yeah.
Swivel on swivel.
Yeah. So get this, while Brian's doing that, right? We talked about the heat shielding already on the fender liner, right? So that's some pretty good heat shielding, but I am actually really impressed with how much heat shielding there really is. I had no idea, like, so there's obviously heat shielding like 360 degree, like around, well, yeah, hopefully I'm saying the terminology correctly, but yeah, there's heat shielding all around the exhaust, right? So you got the heat shielding up here and everything, right? But then I totally thought the case itself was just black, like as if they had just spray painted it black. I didn't know, so this is one massive heat shield right here, right? And so that's actually pretty cool for like a factory exhaust and stuff, right? Like they put a lot of good time and effort into it. Now, granted, this is a super heavy factory exhaust, but I mean, look how big the muffler is. So it's awesome that, like, yeah, it's fully protected and everything, and all your sensors and everything, and it's great. It's great from factory. However, this thing is like 112 pounds. So when this thing comes off, it's gonna like be 2 or 3 of us that are gonna be taking it off. All right, so we finally got all the bolts off. Now we're gonna drop this. So I wasn't kidding when it takes a team to hold this up, because either you can try to muscle it yourself if you're super strong, but that thing is gonna drop as soon as you let it go. So you're gonna need some friends to do this. It'll be a lot easier. So here we go. I don't know exactly how much it weighs. I had heard on the forums that it's like 112 pounds. I don't know if that's certain, but all I know is that that thing is super heavy.
Make sure nothing's attached. I'm pretty sure we're all comfortable. Not 100% slow. Put on heat shield. Okay. Alright, we go probably straight down right in the spot.
Sweet. Look at the size of that thing, man.
It's easier than the new NSX.
Oh, that's good enough. Not a bad factory exhaust. I mean, it's a great design and everything. It's a lot of weight. So yeah. So it gives us an idea of, obviously, like, so we've got these pieces that are going to go back on and everything, right? And then like I said, we're not even going to reuse these because these are the factory valves and everything. So this comes with its own. So yeah, luckily we don't have to transfer anything over. We don't have to transfer these over. So at least I don't think so. I'm pretty certain with what I'm saying right now. Yeah, I don't think we reuse these because this is the factory setup, and then this thing comes with its own setup. Because you had 2 options. You had 2 options with this type of exhaust. So when I was talking to Cris, Cris was like, "Hey, are you going to use the the factory setup, right? Like, are you going to use like the dial and everything like on the inside in order to also control the exhaust note and all that, blah, blah, blah? Are you going to map it to your drive modes, or are you going to just do it like with your own Bluetooth, you know, just full open and close? And that's what I have on the C7, and I love that because then I can just go whisper quiet or I can go stupid loud. There's no in between. I don't care to be in between. So we decided to do the route of just my own remote. So yeah, so we are good to go. There we go. Starting to unwrap it. Check this out. So look at that. Nice Pure Performance stamp right there. That is dope. Look at the coloring on this thing. That is so sick. It's like a goldish purple color. And then once we do a bunch of like heat cycles on this, I can't wait to see like what kind of color shifts happen and everything. Look at the welds and everything. So what were you saying? What kind of welds are these?
Pie cuts. Like,
okay.
so these are all individual pie pieces that they put together to make the bend.
Okay.
Because you can't bend the titanium.
Oh, okay.
Like
okay.
So you have to cut pie pieces and weld them all together.
Yeah. Dude, that is dope. That looks so sick. And it's super lightweight compared to that thing. So I picked it up. I would say it's not 112 pounds. It's definitely not 112 pounds. This is, I would say, I don't know, probably 75 to 85 pound range. Yes, it's a big one. I mean, it's heavy, dude, but it's nothing too nuts. But yeah, that is a lot of weight, right? I mean, we're talking about 75 to 85 pounds for the stock exhaust. I mean, that is a lot of weight. And so the titanium exhaust, I mean, all the components together, I would say what? I don't know, with the mufflers and everything, when I picked up the box, 40 pounds, maybe 40 pounds at most. And that's because of the mufflers. Most people don't even run the mufflers. Nobody cares for the mufflers. They just want to do straight pipe all day long. And so you're probably at what, like 20 pounds at most for all. So yeah, but that's awesome. I literally shaved half the weight with the titanium exhaust. And had I not gone with the mufflers, I would have shaved down even more weight. But it wasn't about weight savings for me. It was about, it's going to come down to the sound and the look of it. And so this is so dope. All right, so learned where the weight came from inside the box. It's not the mufflers at all. The mufflers weigh nothing. That is awesome. These they're not even massive. They're not even massive, honestly. These weigh nothing. This is awesome. So this is the muffler itself right here. So right here, you can see it next to my hand. So yeah, this is great. Super lightweight, looks gorgeous, nice and stamped right there. Pure Performance. There's the other one right there. So this is not where the weight's coming from. Where's the weight coming from then? It's right here. These are the test pipes, right? So the Catalytics. So this is hefty. These apparently cannot be titanium. These have to be stainless steel. So that's a good chunk of change right there where the weight is. So had I not gotten cats in here, then definitely, obviously, the exhaust is much lighter. So me saying that the exhaust itself, this whole new exhaust setup is like 40 pounds, it's because of the fact that I've got the test pipes on there, right? That's incorporated into the weight. So without the test pipes, you're saying if it was just the catback portion, it would be much lighter then. So that's awesome. Titanium, it's true. Titanium is super light.
Than this.
Yeah, see, so Brian, I mean, is holding them up. I mean, he's saying that small piece right there, right? Just a small little section of piping is heavier than the whole muffler assembly itself. So cool. And then Jerry's just going to town over here. I didn't even realize he was already painting them. So, oh, nice. All right, this is dope. Perfect. Okay, yeah. So see, that was obviously all shined up and everything like that, right? And so now we've got them black. So we're good to go. I mean, that's just got to dry up and everything a little bit. And once, you know, this will probably be dry by the time we finally put everything back together. So yeah, awesome. So you see, like, this is not going to be reflective at all. So it's great because then it's really the piping and everything, it's really going to shine under there. I'm super excited. I don't even know what to film next. I really should be working, but all right. So taking a break from unwrapping everything. Everything looks solid there. Now we got to worry about removing the cats. So from the bottom, obviously everything's unbolted, so that's not a problem. But what I'm thinking is, because I've seen it in videos, I think we have to remove, so no matter what, we got to remove these supporting braces or whatever, right? So we got to remove these braces in order to get to the heat shield or whatever, get the heat shield out. So then we got to take the heat shields off to allow us to more room to maneuver. And then that way, with the heat shield off, we can get to the cats on both sides. So obviously one cat's right there, and then the other cat is literally right here. So definitely should be able to remove them out this way. as long as we remove the brace and the shielding. So now we're protecting the paint, and I was not doing that at home because I was too lazy to buy one of these or whatever, so I was just hoping my shirt was soft enough against the paint. But you guys remember I was complaining about I had such a bruise across my belly from this edge right here when I was just leaned over the entire time. But yeah, so it's funny because Brian got this custom made. So his mother-in-law made this. It's actually the shape for an NSX, and it fits perfectly for the rear shape of the Corvette. So that's something funny. So now we can obviously get to work and everything.
Gotta pull the O2 sensor out.
So we got the passenger side heat shield, I guess you would say off, but we didn't pull it out. Right now, we're seeing if we have enough room to work with, so then that way maybe we can get the cat out without having to remove that, but we'll see. So right now we're just gonna spray a little bit of lube and then unbolt it and see how much of a pain it is to try to pull out. So don't forget to disconnect your O2 sensor, right? So you can at least disconnect the harnesses, and then you're just gonna have to get the socket in there and remove it and everything. So then that way it'll probably help with, it'll aid in how much easier you'll be able to maneuver this thing out of there, right? So you don't want to bash it or damage it or anything. So we're gonna remove it beforehand. So. All right, I'm gonna have to pick this up after my meeting because I gotta actually do some work. But yeah, I'll check back in. I guess like in 30 minutes. God, I don't want to leave for 30 minutes. I don't want to do my job today.
What I have to do to get them out.
Okay, so what did you do from the top side for the cats?
I removed the heat shield.
Okay, so the heat shield had to be removed.
And then I took the oxygen sensors out.
Okay, yep.
For the secondary.
Yep.
And then I took the 3 bolts off the manifold.
Okay, yeah.
And now I am taking the last bracket.
Oh, gotcha.
Bolts out.
Okay.
And so
Cool.
they'll be removed.
Gotcha. And then we'll figure out which way we're gonna, which is best to take them out. Okay. Cool. All right. Check in on this in a sec. I got another meeting, BS meeting. This sucks. All right. So car is back down. So Brian must have been trying to figure out how to wiggle these things out.
Yeah, they don't want to come out.
Yeah. So there's that one.
Stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I tried from the bottom.
It's like we're at the point where it's either getting caught against the headers or it's getting caught against that side of the throttle body. And so I don't want to remove the throttle body because it was such a pain to get those bolts in there. Those suck. They were the Allen key ones, and then the bottom one on the passenger side was just impossible. And so that's why I was seeing if maybe we can try to just, I don't know, rotate, maneuver, try to do some type of geometry here. But we'll see what it comes down to. But it's a pain. It's a really, really big catalytic converter. So that's the problem. All right. So the next step we're thinking is probably just, maybe we can just unbolt the heat shields from around the actual cat itself, and maybe that might just make the difference, where we can actually finally slide it out. So it's worth the shot, like Brian said. So
Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
yeah. All right. So yes, went to the restroom real quick, came back, and it's already in Brian's hand. All right. So it literally came down to the heat shield. So what was preventing us from being able to maneuver it out much more easily, you would say, is we had to remove the heat shield. So there we go. Okay, cool. Now passenger side is out. Now we just got to do the driver side. So awesome. Thank God, man. I was freaking out.
Put these all back together.
Do what?
I mean, store it together. Like put the
Yeah.
stuff
I
back
mean,
on.
I'll put them. Yeah, like when I store them, I'm just gonna put them back together. Just, I mean, if you just want to hand do it, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so it comes down to the heat shield, because we're thinking if we remove this heat shield here, we can probably pull this one out the back. So the other one, obviously, we just pulled out the top, but we're gonna attempt this one right here out the back, see if we can without the heat shield. Let's see. So it did work out. Yep. So we just had to remove at least one of the heat shields, and we were able to slide it out the bottom. So there's enough room for you to do that. But yeah, it comes down to the just at least removing one of the heat shields. So that is a pain, though. It is a pain. No matter what, it is a pain to get these out of the car. These parts look so cool. So this already comes with a little bit of a heat shielding, right? So then that should protect whatever components it needs to protect, I guess, right? Like better for them to have put some heat shielding on it than to just, foregone that. So that's pretty cool. And then these these right here, that's dope. I guess it's a flex point. So
the less you touch it, the better the color will be. The oil from your skin.
Gotcha. All right, so obviously this makes sense that since we just removed the cats last, and that was the most pain in the butt, we're gonna start with installing the test pipes there in the portion where the cats were. So this should be theoretically much easier because we have a lot more room to play with, but we'll see. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So the point we're at is we were looking to see if any gaskets came with the exhaust, but no gaskets were provided. So, I mean, we can reuse like one of them, like one of the originals, but then the other ones, there aren't any to like reuse because like they're permanently like bonded to the cats themselves, right? So either we have to go get new gaskets, or maybe we can use like a, you know, one of those like a liquid gasket, right? Like maybe form a ring, because I've seen some people on their videos, they also use like an adhesive as well. So we'll see. All right, so we are at the part where we are installing the test pipes, right? But the problem isn't even just like the fact that we don't have the gaskets. It's the fact that the two holes right here that mount the test pipe, or for that matter, you would have said the factory catalytic converters to the hanger, it was very difficult to try to line up these holes. They just weren't lining up. So you have to try to manipulate the hanger just as much as you're trying to manipulate the pipe itself, see if you can make it work. You could probably survive off of maybe just using one of the bolts, but right, that's like ghetto rigging it. So we really didn't want to go that route.
I was able to get it.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. So we did, obviously.
Yeah, I had to push this in a lot further than it was and loosen it and wiggle it.
Gotcha, right. So we had to manipulate it no matter what.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
All right. Yeah, so the other difficult part is like the exhaust, it doesn't come with instructions. Now, I'm betting none of these titanium exhausts come with instructions, right? Like, I mean, you just kind of do it as you go, but it's difficult, right? So, yeah, I obviously would have never even attempted this because I would have just gave up. If one bolt didn't line up with the other one, I would have already just been like, all right, it's over, it's done, whatever. All right, so these are dried out, so there we go, nice and black. That's awesome, perfect. Looks just like as if it's an extension of the fender liner itself. So great, at least these had no issues. Now we just got to try to figure out how to get off certain gaskets from the factory cats to put on the aftermarket exhaust. So that's a little bit of a pain. And then once we get the test pipes in place, then we will go ahead and put the Big Daddy's little mini cats on there. Super highly recommended. He's basically the only trusted source on the forums. So that's wonderful. You know, I ordered up my stuff from him. And so we got to put these on there. So then that'll help with the check engine light not coming on. So you got to screw this part into the test pipe first. And then you go ahead and put the anti-fouler, I guess you would say, right? The little mini cat. You screw that in. And then you put your sensor in there. But yeah, so we'll do that in a little bit. And then it also depends on your angle, which way you face it. So why do I say that? Because we're gonna angle them up. So instead of angling them, like if the pipe is coming this way, right, coming down, we're not gonna angle them this way. We're gonna angle them back up so it stays out. So if like where my fingertip is right here, it'll be out of the way of the flow of the exhaust, right? As much as possible, right? Because they would have to like reroute all the way and go back up to the O2 sensor itself. You get what I'm saying? Like point being, it's gonna go in like this on the side, right? And so the O2 sensor will be up here where my fingertip is. And then that way, hopefully that helps also a little bit extra with like keeping that check engine light off. So, all right, well, next step, we're gonna remove the bottom honeycomb grill because like I said, I just want more exposure for the exhaust itself. All right, so yeah, so I think what are they, 7s?
sevens, yeah.
Yeah, so there's
Like
sevens.
the rest of everything.
So sevens are just holding the center grill in place. So pretty easy. Well, that was the easiest of everything that we've done today. Just removing this. So here's the factory centerpiece, right? The center grill, and that's what it looks like. So it's gonna look a lot better when that titanium exhaust is shining through that. That's gonna look so dope. Brian actually had the genius idea of just putting the screws back into place because, I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe later I decide to put the grill back on. You know, what if I misplace the screws? So, I mean, it's not hurting anything to put the screws in here. It's not like they're showing or anything. So we're just gonna leave them in place. So that's awesome. All right, so we've got all the Paragon Performance modules installed. There's not really any instructions on where you're supposed to like leave the wire hanging. So what we're doing just to be safe is we're just zip tying them. And I've seen like in everyone else in their videos also, they've done the same thing. They just kind of zip tie them in place. So then that way it's out of the way of everything. It's not close to anything that's getting too hot or anything, you know? So yeah, that works, right? So the other one, and then you've got the other one in the exact same spot. So yep, looking good. We're making some progress.
Might need to be required,
Yeah.
you know?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to find out a middle point, like a good mounting location for, what do you call this, Brian?
It's gonna be the control box.
Okay, yeah,
For
so
the
the control
exhaust
box for the exhaust valves. Because we gotta run one wire from each valve to the control box, but then from the control box, we also have that 12 volt like power source. Yeah. And so what we ideally want to do is we want to run that to the frunk, because the frunk has that spot that I showed you guys, right? It's got the actual port itself, but I don't know how long we have, and so it's not super long. So we're wondering if we can maybe like place the control box further somewhere here in the center, so then now it reaches the frunk, or we might just have to use the passenger side 12 volt outlet itself, the port. Yeah. So
Where is the other outlet?
so we ended up ordering some gaskets from GM, and so they just got here. So now we've got all the necessary gaskets. The hardest part about all this that we're trying to figure out right now is we've got wiring, and we've been trying to see how much wiring we have from the front to the back, because we would ideally want to plug into the frunk, right up front, the 12 volt. But how to route it all the way back here, like depending on where we're going to put that control box, it's going to be a pain, because like we found an opening from the passenger side floorboard through the firewall to the frunk. So that's fine. We could put the box inside somewhere cool, but you still got to run the wires to each valve from that box back here, and that's the problem. Where is that opening? So yeah, yeah, what a pain. All right, so both test pipes are on. It was not easy. It wasn't easy at all. Getting them into position and everything, okay, that's one thing. Trying to tighten them down and getting to the bottom bolts, just like any bottom bolt, right? When you can't even see it and you're just hoping to God you're tightening it down. I mean, that sucks. But now we're gonna be installing those, the Big Daddy O2 sensor extension mini cat, combo. So we're gonna do that passenger side first.
If you ever have to take it out.
Right. So anti-seed on the oxygen sensor. Cool.
Threads, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. So we got this one on. I mean, I'll show it from the other side, but yeah. So you can see it. You can see the bend right there, and then like I said, we angled it upwards, so then that way it's best out of line from the exhaust flow itself. Cool. Now we're working on the driver's side. Sweet. You got that one on now. Sensor is on there. I'm just gonna clip it back in. Sweet. Good to go. So we just got to secure the the sensor, the O2 sensor harness. Not a big deal. I mean, you can just kind of leave them there if you want to, but we're securing them with zip ties. All right, so we're just mocking everything up right now. There's a lot of room for like play. Like if you need to pull this thing more towards you, if you need to push it back. Nothing's tightened down right now, but yeah, so you can at least try to get everything even on both sides. No instructions obviously at all, so you kind of just feel around and see which part goes with what. But I think they sent us like extra brackets that we don't need because these are here and we couldn't figure out where these would go under the vehicle. I don't think we need them because I was looking at other videos and we have the correct amount of couplers and everything is lining up correctly, so I don't think we need to use those. So yeah, there we go. This is where we're at right now. So the way we did it was obviously, so test pipes are on, then you put the flex pipe sections on there, right, on each side, right? There's two of those. There's one flex piece on that side and then one flex piece on that side. Then you put the central portion right here, which is one solid piece, up onto those two. And then once this is on there, then you grab each muffler and you put it on right here. And then now you start getting a feel for what it all looks like as a whole. So that's how it goes.
So the only thing I could,
dude, I'm telling you guys, this exhaust work on the C8 sucks, man. We've been trying to tighten it down. And it's difficult. It's difficult. You got to use really, really long extensions. And the problem is the factory exhaust, if you're bolting up the cat back, right? Well, you've got, the cats are locked into place, right? So you've already got these bolts there. All you got to do is worry about tightening down the actual nut. Well, now that these are off and we've got the test pipes in place, one person has to hold the nut from the back and then the other person's trying to screw in the bolt. So there's no easy way to do it. I mean, yeah, this sucks. It's funny because one thing I noticed, I was like, oh, cool. Like, you know, Pure Performance stamped their mufflers on the top, right? But then they didn't stamp it on the bottom, and I was like, oh, they should have been on the bottom because then that way I'll be able to see it. Well, no, because obviously once the bumper is on there, you're not going to see any of this. So you'll be able to see it through the opening right here, and you'll be able to see Pure Performance. So that's dope. I'm glad they chose the top side then. So that'll definitely show when the sunlight is just right. Here I am worried about this, and they're worried about actually trying to get the exhaust to actually like bolt up to the vehicle. All right, so the center pieces are all bolted down. So we put, you know, we rotated everything so that now it's kind of out of sight, right? So when you're looking back this way, you're not gonna see any unnecessary like nuts and bolts, right? So we tuck these right here, right? We tuck them underneath that way, so that now you don't see them up here, and you know, tuck as far back as possible. And then obviously these right here, you tuck them back there, so that way you won't see it, because there's going to be obviously that central opening, and that way, see, so you really won't see that. I think that looks really good. But now we're trying to leave these leveled off, and so I mean, we could try to eyeball it, but I was thinking let's put the tips on there first, and then let's see how the tips look from like a profile view, and then that way we'll tighten down the clamps for these two, so we'll know that everything is pretty level. So that's where we're at now. Let's take a look at the tips. Dude, these tips look sick. That looks awesome. Oh yeah, look at that. Pure Performance tips. That's dope. It's a nice blue. Transitions to like a stainless steel color, and these are obviously, these are definitely gonna pop in the sun.
Small one?
This is a small one. Yep, so that's a small one, that's a big one. Yep.
All right.
That's awesome.
I imagine
Nice.
there's not a right and a left. Right?
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
Difference?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And that seems like that's...
Oh, I get what you're saying.
That's the right spot.
Okay. Yeah, you're saying this is how we know how far in to go with the
that's
tip.
what I think.
Okay. That
At
looks
least
great.
gives us a good reference.
Yep. because that's exactly how we should have it. Like the inner ones are going to be further out than the outer ones, so then that way it goes with the curvature of the body. So that looks awesome. Yeah, that looks really, really good. Those look really, really good. Oh, that's going to look so good. Red, white, and blue, baby. All right, so game plan for Monday. We're trying to figure out how the tips are going to work and stuff, right? Because you can space them out side to side. You can move them forward and backwards. So I think ultimately we're just going to have to try to play with the tips once the bumper goes on. And then that way we can make some adjustments to the tips, because otherwise there's no way of knowing. But that's not even going to be the challenging part for Monday. The challenging part is obviously the wiring. So we're coming up with a game plan right now. Hopefully it works. But we'll talk all about that on Monday. I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, we got a pretty solid game plan. And if it does work, then this video is going to help every single person who is trying to wire up a valved exhaust. So yeah, fingers crossed that we kind of are on the right path with this. Sweet. Get to ride in a Type R, my very first Type R ever. All right. Nice. All right. Ooh, the insides of the Type R's are snazzy. Look at that. It's sweet. Ooh, that is a big rumble in my butt. That's awesome. Those are really cool car seats. Child car seats. And a proper manual. So only men drive manuals. So I have no room to talk. Oof, that sounds so good. Later, dude. Look at that thing. Oh, sexy. Thanks, man. Thanks, Brian, for bringing me back home. I appreciate it, brother. All right, we'll pick this up on Monday. All right, so back at the shop Monday morning, and we have made significant progress. Brian got here super early. I mean, like 7 a.m. he started to work on this car. I totally thought he was gonna, start at like 9. I rolled in like around 10. This man already had finished up so many things. So check this out. I just want to show real quick. From this angle, you can, okay, like right in there, you can see the closed valve. And so we tested it out and it works. But yeah, so awesome. The valve is located right there. But then check this other part. So this is the control box, right? If I didn't even tell you, like, it just blends in. It looks like it's OEM, like something that came with the vehicle. Isn't that dope? So that is awesome. So this is a really good spot to mount things. All right, guys. So I definitely want to talk about this install because this is the most critical part for a valved exhaust. So we were able to find the routing to route the wiring all the way to the front. And so I haven't seen too many install videos that talk about this or have any instruction and everything. So I thought this would be amazing for everyone to see. So yeah, we're gonna start from the front and work our way back because that's how we started with the wiring. Instead of working our way from the back and then fishing this all the way to the front, we actually started from here and we fished everything to the back. So Brian, can you please take it away?
So I used a 13/16 hole saw, or it's a 21 millimeter, and I went through the wall right here, routing behind the fabric. I followed the negative cable down and through the fender liner. I dropped this fender liner down so I could access behind it. I ran the wiring behind down to the side skirt, and I followed the hollow cavity of the side skirt following the frame all the way to the back.
Yeah, right behind this. That's what he's talking about.
Then I brought the wiring out behind this other control module and I blended it in so I could mount the control box here. That way I didn't have to puncture anything into the cabin or into the trunk. And then I ran the other two wires from the valves. I ran the driver's side across the engine bay by the air box because it didn't have enough length to reach this box going around the bumper. And then the other one I followed up around the strut tower and blended it all with the factory wiring so that it could all plug into the control box.
Awesome.
And since the control box may not be perfectly weather packed The plugs look like you could see the metal on the back of the terminals. If
Right
you come
here.
in close, I put RTV around it as a precaution so that moisture couldn't get into it. And I packed the cavities of the plugs after it was all plugged in.
Awesome. Sweet. So yeah, so the routing, it comes from behind here. So he ran it all the way back this way, right?
See if you look down there.
Let's see.
A little lower. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it. The corrugated loom, whatever you say, right there.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you can see the corrugated loom, and then you see it coming out right here. And so the wires didn't come with corrugated loom. He put this on there, and so it adds the protection. But then also, I mean, if I didn't tell you this, you would think all of this right here is like from the factory. It blends in perfectly, and it's going to be protected already as well with once the fender liner goes on. So this is amazing. All right, so check this out, guys. So we're just gonna plug this in real quick, and then I'm just gonna hit the valve, so then that way you can see that it's getting full power. So as soon as you plug this in, you're gonna get the little red light, right? So you got power running to it, all right? And so we're gonna use one of the little key fobs, right?
Bottom button, I think.
Bottom button, all right. So you'll hear it very easily, right? And like I told you, the valve is right there. So we're gonna hit the bottom. Oh, see, you can see it. You can see it perfectly, look. Then as soon as I close it, so, well, actually, I'm sorry. Open, this is open, right? Closed. Now, open, cool, and then closed. So obviously once it's open, you'll be running the full 3 inches or whatever, and then once you close it, then it comes out, I guess this is probably like a 2-inch, it looks like about a 2-inch piping diameter. So, yep, these are awesome. I told you, like these feel solid, they're amazing, everything works, both of them work, everything's wired solid. So, all right, let's get on to the next stuff.
With, I think, like here, there's almost a 2-finger gap from tip to tip.
Yeah.
Where on this side, it's closer to a 1-finger
Yeah, it's
if you follow.
Yeah, like, I mean, you're saying right here, like
Yeah.
you put one finger right there, and then right here, the distance is 2 fingers, yeah.
And so this one can come a little bit more, but if you go in too much, you start
then it
getting
starts
the
looking
hollow look.
horrible, yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, because I don't want to get like a space between here and then the inside of the tip, yeah.
Yeah.
But if it came down to it, if that's like what it came down to it, I'd rather have that problem than to have a problem where like these just tips look funky on one side and the other ones look like better, right? You get, yeah, because we got to play with them since everything is pie cut and custom made. I mean, not everything is the exact same, so we have to play around with the angles, top to bottom, side to side, and stuff. And so we got to try to make it fit as best as possible, and also try to make it as symmetrical as possible on both sides, so then that way it doesn't look too weird. You get what I'm saying? Like the trained eye might notice for the most part, but then most people won't. But you know, we don't want to make anything weird, like tips are pointing in one direction on one side and then tips are pointing in another direction, blah blah. So right now we've got a lot of options, and we got to start playing with this. So we're gonna try to do this, but then at the same time, you can't really eyeball any of this stuff until you put the bumper on. And so once you put the bumper on, then you can start making fine adjustments, but it also makes it difficult to try to make adjustments. So then that way the bumper might have to come back off or whatever. So we're trying to figure out if maybe we leave the fender liner off, and then that way we can kind of get to these rear bolts and whatnot. We can kind of bend the piping down a little bit. So that's where we're at. So we're gonna do that right now. So right now, before we forget, and before we put the bumper back on and stuff, and then we can't reach, we're gonna just wipe everything down with alcohol again. So then that way, the fingerprints, yep, because I didn't know the oil from our fingers will leave definitely big stains on titanium. So for that matter, we're just gonna wipe it all down. And then, yeah, I mean, obviously certain parts are only gonna be exposed and other parts aren't, but it's just best to wipe it all down, so then that way we don't miss any little area and stuff like that. Because the last thing I would want is like my favorite shot coming from the rear or whatever, and then just one massive thumbprint right there every single time. So, first world problems. All right, so we're playing around with it. Looks pretty even now. So, yeah, this is what I was talking about. We got to put the bumper on, and then that's how you can kind of tell how much room you're gonna have between the top, the opening, and these, or then like from side to side, right? Like from here to here, and then from there to there. So, I don't know if it'll come out too well in the video, but looks pretty even, right? So, like I say, I mean, nothing's gonna be perfect, but if you can make it you know, as symmetrical as possible. I mean, no one's gonna really tell. And honestly, I don't really care. As long as they're there, I'm happy. So, yeah, they look good. They look good. They look good. Yeah, the cutout is dope. That's exactly why I didn't want that mesh on there, because that looks really, really nice. You can see all of that. And now exactly what I was saying, right? This is why Pure Performance stamped the top, because you have a perfect view. Well, all right, somewhat perfect view of the double piece. But point being, better there than all the way down here, because down here we're gonna have the lip and everything, and then we're gonna have it sealed up with the rest of the bottom of the diffuser and everything, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, this is awesome. This thing looks so dope. Look at that. Oh, that looks money. You guys know my anxiety goes up when there's a million options for adjustments. And so we've been trying to adjust these for like the last 15 minutes, and it's nuts. We'll get like one finger in between the tip and the top of the bump, or the bumper opening, and then the top of the tip. And then the other one will be like just like that much off or whatever. So then we readjust that one. But then all of a sudden the vibration caused the inner tip or whatever to like come down on one side or whatever. So then we have to readjust that or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm trying not to be a dick. But so we're working through it. All right, so we've got the bumper that we're gonna put back on. And so if you stand here dead center, you can see those two. And then these two you can see a little bit less, right? So like that. And see, you can see these more. However, bumper's not it's not clipped on, it's not bolted up or anything like that. So maybe when we put it back into position better, it might even them out. If it doesn't even them out, then these are already pulled out to max length. We can't pull those out anymore. That has to do with like the pie cuts and the length of the actual piping itself. So we can't pull those out more. These, if anything, we could just push them back slightly, but we'll see how it goes once we put the bumper back on. So yeah. All right, so we took the bumper back off to make the final adjustments to the tips. And then obviously these were left over. So these are not necessary. So if you receive your titanium exhaust and you have these extra brackets, right? And you have a Stingray, right? I'm not talking about like a Z06 or anything like that. I'm just talking purely of the Stingray. You're not gonna use these at all. So you don't have to worry about it, because yeah, just hold on to them. I mean, they look like they're pretty good quality build. I mean, I don't want to just throw them away, and I don't know, keep them in my room or something. I don't know, but yep, don't have to worry about using it. Oh yeah, okay, so a little bit of discrepancy of when I guess this vehicle was built, right? Because we got 2723 right here, right? Because this is 23, and then we got 2923 right here, and then 2923 again. But it's just funny because 2923 and then 2723. Come on, man, which day was it? Bumper's going back on. That already looks so dope. Most difficult part is clipping the connectors back together, right? So somebody hold it up, clip them in on both sides or whatever, and then there you're good to go. But wait, so say that again. So for the 23, so for my 23, when you took the bumper off,
it might be every year. I don't know,
okay, might be every year. Okay.
There are shims, 2 shims under each screw.
Okay.
Could be different on any car, but yours had 2 under each bolt hole.
Okay. And why is that? Why am I?
I guess it's to space it, but like when I took them off, my fan blew them all. They all went crazy.
Oh, gotcha.
And
Okay. Okay. All right. So
in the other videos.
Okay, so good to know. Good to know. So just be aware that you might have shims. If you have shims, then just, keep track of them, because yeah. All right, so now that we're tidying things up, I just want to run through it. I wouldn't say one last time. I'll probably run through it again once I get back to the house, because that's how important this is. But I just want to run through the wiring again. So we started from the front, right? So from the front. And then we went through the wall right here, right? and then it goes back down there, right? Obviously I can't, it's higher up right now, so can't really get in there, but it goes into the fender, right? So you fish it behind the fender liner, comes through here, and then there's a cavity. There's a cavity behind the side skirt, right? And so it goes right through there, and you fish it out this way, right? So you fish it out this way. You can see the corrugated loom. That's the word?
Yeah.
Okay, so loom, right? So it's the loom that's right in there that you can see kind of reflected. You can see it right there. And so it comes out here, right? So it's all zip tied right here. This is adhered right here. So like I say, I mean, this, I would have never looked here twice had I not known this was a control box. So then it comes through here, right? So from here up there, and then it runs along the routing of the air box, right? And so that's how you pass through the other side. So then you've got the wiring that comes to this valve right here, right? So you've got that routing right there. And then the other one follows the routing of the air box. And so now I'm gonna show you the other side. So come around. That's right there. And then it comes out right here. So you see, so it all the way, you can even see it to the other side of the car. So it's right over there. I think that's where, yep. So you see that, see the opening? So you can see all the way to the other side. You run the wiring all the way to here, and then there you go. That's how you reach the other valve on the driver's side. So that is the route. All right, I'll probably cover it one more time. I don't know what difference it's gonna make if if the vehicle is in a different setting, like if it's out on the road, but this is critical, you know, and so I always love it when someone makes a great wiring, like diagram or wiring video, because that really helps you out. That's 50% of this, right? It's bolting it up, but then. So we got the exhaust tips looking pretty even. That is awesome. So what we had to do is we, what do you call it? Is the term recessed when you push something in? Yeah. Yeah, so we recessed. Wow, I sound like a first grader. We recessed those tips further in, so then that way they match these tips a lot better. So these tips are just still a little bit slightly more in, but much less noticeable than when these were further out. So like if I'm standing right here, right? So if you're looking at those tips right there, and you're looking at these tips, it's a much smaller difference, you would say. So that is awesome. And then, like I said, I mean, there's not much we can do because, like I said, the pie cuts are different. So the angles, even these two, like I mean, these two tips, they split. They're together in the back, and then they split as they're coming out towards the camera. And then these, it's like they're further apart in the back, right? So they're further apart in the back, and then they join towards the front. So they're joining. So it's the exact opposite. So I mean, what can you do, right? So no matter what, they're going to be off. But yeah, we played around with them as much as possible, and it's almost to be expected. I mean, if this exhaust is getting made over and over and stuff, I mean, it's going to be very difficult to get a perfect exhaust with everything lining up correctly, right? Like from one exhaust to another, from one exhaust setup to another. I mean, you're probably going to find imperfections here and there, and that's us being super critical, putting it back on and stuff. But you know, when you stand back and everything, I mean, you're not going to really notice anything. I mean, it all looks it looks amazing. All right, so she's on there pretty much. So there you go. It's the exhaust. Look at how good that looks. Tell me if that doesn't look like, oh, that looks like sex on wheels right there. That looks so good. And the fact that you can see it underneath also the diffuser, because keep in mind, the other diffuser is going to go on there, but it goes over the bottom of that. It's not like it extends significantly further down, so you are going to see the bottom of it, which is awesome because that gives you a very, very clean image of all the piping and everything. So that is awesome. All right, well, their brake light's on there. So like I said, the wiring right here goes up there and right up into the other brake light. So, but that looks, I'm telling you, look how good that looks. That's gonna be awesome, especially at night. Like that flows so well with it. All right, so moment of truth. The very, very first cold start on this thing. Brian's about to turn it on, and I'm assuming this is gonna be pretty stupid loud. So hold on. Let me see if the valves are open. Hold on. It looks like the valves are closed. So let me open let's open the valves. So then that way, let's open the valves. So then that way we know. All right, so which one is the valves open? I can see the valve right there, but okay. That's valves open right there.
Is it?
Yeah, because if you stand here, Brian, like if you stand right here, stand right there, like you'll see me. Look, I'm gonna close them right now, right?
Oh yeah, that's closed.
So that's closed, right?
Yep.
And this is open. There we go. Yep. Should be. All right, so closed. All right, so then that way they would come out here, the smaller, run through the muffler, and then come out the smaller opening, or open. So we are gonna do open because I want to hear what this thing sounds like. Never been started before. This is gonna be crazy. Oh my God, this is gonna be insane.
I don't know.
All right, yeah, just to be clear, we're sticking a mirror in there to make sure the valve is open. Because right now, it's closed.
This one's closed. And that one's closed.
Okay, so I was wrong then. So when I see the valve itself from this angle, that means it's open, and right now it's closed.
Yep.
So, all right. So,
Bottom button, I think, right?
what's happening?
Bottom?
Huh.
Bottom?
So bottom button,
Right?
right?
Okay.
There we go. Bottom button.
But it's not open all the way. Do you have to hold it, or can you change the position?
I'm holding it. It's not.
I don't know.
Yeah. So the bottom button, I'm holding it, but it's not. It's not doing anything. Right. I just pushed it. That's why.
Okay, so yeah, this one is closed.
Right. So now let me push the button.
You said the other, okay, is it the top one?
It's the bottom button that opens them. It's the
They're
bottom.
not open all the way. They're definitely not open all the way.
Damn it. So. Oh, that's an issue then. Obviously, because they're not opening up at all. If they're opening just slightly, I can tell how much they're opening. They're opening like only a few degrees then, because that's closed right there. And then when you open them, I mean that's it. So that's an issue. Okay, so the valves aren't opening all the way. They're opening only 20 degrees. It seems like maybe, I don't know, maybe 30 degrees or whatever. But yeah, they're not opening all the way. So that sucks. So, hold on. All right, so. Hey, something happened. They opened up all the way.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm not sure how they work, but
Something, it looked like, yeah, it looked like they opened up a lot more.
Oh, what did you do?
I just pushed the button, so.
It looked like it opened and then closed.
Yeah, that's what I don't know why it's doing that. So now what are they right now?
Like a quarter of the way open?
Okay, so now let me push the button again, the top button.
Closed.
Okay, now let me push the bottom button. Okay. And now the top button. See, it's weird. I just caught it on camera. It opened all the way and then it closed or whatever, or did whatever it is. Is it closed right now?
Closed right now, yeah.
Okay, yeah, they opened all the way. I saw it literally go all the way open and then it closed. That's weird. I mean, I caught it on camera, so you guys should be able to see that too. So, all right, listen. All right, so bottom button, nothing. All right, top button. It did it on its own. I just pushed the top button and it opened and closed. So, all right. So try it with that button then.
So that definitely moved something.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what? Open a little bit?
Yeah, open a little bit.
Right, okay, so that's open a little bit.
Oh, I just saw all the way there.
See? did the same
That's
thing.
wide open.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you press and hold. They're both open now. So I think you press and hold, keep it open. So here, look right now, just before you touch anything.
Okay.
They're both wide open right now.
They're wide open right now.
Wide open right now.
Okay.
So if you press it once, top.
Okay.
Top
so now
closed
that's closed. All right.
Closed.
So top one is closed. We pushed the top one, right? Brian had the other key
now,
fob.
press the bottom one and hold
All right,
it
so
for
now
like 3 seconds.
I'm gonna push the bottom one, and I'm gonna hold it for 3 seconds.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, let me try it again. Let me push the bottom one, hold it for 3 seconds.
All right, I got nothing.
Nothing.
Try this remote.
Okay, so now let me try the other remote. I'm gonna put this one down for a second. All right. Let me try this one right here. Okay. So, holding down to nothing.
I just saw it work.
That's
It was
weird.
just open. Oh, it's maybe
Center is a center one. I'm pushing there.
Yeah, it's the center. That's what we're okay? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I guess that's top.
Okay, so that's
bottom.
top, and then I've been pushing right
Oh,
here.
I don't know if that's a button. This is the button in the middle.
Oh.
So try that.
Well, then that
Whichever.
might have been my problem. My thumb's been right here. Yeah, look, I just did something. I just pushed right here, right where
Is
my
that a
thumb
button?
is. Yeah, and now they're open.
No, because they didn't move yet. They were
well, hold
open.
on.
So
All right,
close
so
it.
now-
Top button.
Top button.
Yep, closed.
closed.
And now middle button.
So now I'm gonna push here.
Open.
They're open. Whoa, it goes through different settings.
Okay.
So like,
That's wide
there you go.
open.
That's wide open.
One push.
And then, yeah. And then like, it depended like if I held it for a little bit longer or
And it
something,
might
it went to
start-
like 30 or 40. Wow, okay. Yeah, that's something. Okay, cool. We figured out how to do the, how to do it. So, yeah. Okay, that's intricate details. So now you guys know it's not busted, it's not broken. You just got to play with the buttons. I guess it's different. So yeah, so have fun with that. All right, go ahead and do the taillight. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. So it flashes 5 times, and then after that, it goes to a solid state. So that's really, really cool. That is really loud. Wow. All right, I'm gonna stand out here because you couldn't even hear my voice. That was initial cold start. We've never turned it on. That was the first crank. That was so loud. That is so loud. Yeah, I'm not getting any closer. I'm not getting any closer. That's nuts. All right, yeah. All right, now she's quieting down a little bit. Now she's quieting down a little bit. Wow. That's nuts. Wow. Oh man. Hey, since we're letting it run, can I close it so we can talk? Okay. All right. So this is fully open. Whisper quiet. Whisper quiet. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly why I wanted mufflers. These made a difference. All those other smaller mufflers probably weren't going to make as big of a difference as these. That's why you get this size muffler. There you go. Look at this. We can have a full conversation right back here. All right, go ahead. Can you open it? Yeah, look at that. That is awesome. This is why you get valved exhaust. This is exactly why you get valved exhaust. Man. And everything cranked on perfectly right from the get-go. Solid. I love it. Wow. All right, so we got to let it run for like 20 minutes. It's got to... Why are we letting it run for 20 minutes, Brian?
Expand the titanium or retorque all the clamps.
Okay. All right. That, and then me, I was like, oh, cool, because we want the metal color to change, right? But I guess it's going to change on its own after like 5 drive cycles pretty much, right? So it should heat up to like different colors and stuff. So yeah, that's going to be awesome. So one last time. Oh, that smells really bad. That smells really bad. Like, I just stood here for a second just to grab this, and that smells really bad. All right. So, no exhaust leaks, which is great. What keeps falling? Two things just fell, or...
I think that's the expansion.
The expansion?
Everything's expanded.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so nothing, because I was like, I don't see anything on the ground that fell, but it just sounded like something like just fell. Yeah.
I thought it was
two.
on the other shop.
Okay, so that's probably the expansion then, whatever that's happening. Okay. So, all right, well, see, now you guys heard it. So you really do have to torque things down. So after we've let this run, we're gonna go ahead and check all the bolts and everything, right? Because you guys heard it in the video. I mean, it sounded like something fell twice, you know? So, but good news is no leaks. Everything sounds like it's running normal, right? So no leaks coming from the cats or anything, from the cats. There's no such thing as cats anymore. From the test pipes to the headers, right? So, one last time, let's open and close these. So right now it's closed. Stand right back here. We'll open them up. I'm thinking this is the button to open them up. No, this is the button to open them up. Go. So that's obnoxious. And then you can go whisper quiet. There you go. Awesome. All right, so now we're gonna put these on behind that, and so now you understand why I don't want these like it's you know, it's a polished color or whatever, right? Like that chrome finish or whatever on it, the reflective finish, because then that way you're gonna see all that reflection behind the tips, and so now that they're matte black, you're not gonna notice that at all. Not just that, another really cool part is I'm absolutely in love with the fact that I have extra tips, right? So if we ever want to change it out for like maybe next season or something like that, and I want to do like a carbon fiber look, I've got carbon fiber tips right here. So once I get home, I'll probably unwrap these just to see what they look like. I'm super excited, but it's just awesome that I've got that going for the vehicle as well, right? So like we can run it with those tips for a little while, and then after that we can you know, another time and place we can swap out the tips if we ever want to. But yeah, so while this vehicle's, oh, and one more thing. This is, see, had I had, if this was here in the center, right? If this was here in the center, that would look awesome because it would match the two side grills, right? So that would be awesome. But I didn't want to take anything away from the exhaust itself, so I decided to remove it. So yeah, it would have looked good. You could have still probably seen the exhaust through it. No problem, right? That would have matched up, but why not? I took it off. So, yep, I'll just store this, and then that way you can see it nicely. So get this, while we're mocking this up right now, right, in order to make the cuts, I just noticed how perfect the fitment is of these bolts right here. I thought these bolts were digging into the bottom, like diffuser thing, and they're not. They have like a centimeter on each side. Like, how perfectly engineered is that? You get what I'm saying? Like, so I thought this was going to be like wedged up against it, so I thought any vibrations from here are going to translate into vibrations into the exhaust itself, but these aren't even touching here. It's just perfect. So look at where Brian's at in order to tighten down that bolt right there. You have to come in all the way from here and use that extension all the way there. So I'm telling you, the exhaust setups on these C8s, they're not easy to work with. I mean, it takes time and patience, because yeah, it's not as easy as you just torquing everything down from out here. Everything's just easily slapped on. I mean, you got to know what you're doing. So everything lines up nicely. Very nice. So yeah, so here's where the control box is. So a little bit of an indent for the control box, but I don't think it's gonna have any issue with the tire or anything. But yeah, that's great. Just fits right behind it perfectly. So, all right. That's so dope. awesome. I love it. That is such a night and day difference. That is so loud. That is so loud.
Hey, there's a water hose on. Come back. Come back. Still burn out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got back in the winter truck. Yeah, right?
Wow. That is awesome. That is nuts. Here, Jerry, I'm gonna close the valves and then I want you to rev it. So let me close the valves. All right, go ahead.
Still sounds good.
Yeah, it still sounds good, but now, yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Oh, that sounds so good. The gurgle sounds so good. Just the raw sound is just insane. This is so dope. You want to cut it?
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. So my very first startup inside the vehicle here. I'm about to head home. I think I've got the valves open. Let's hear what it sounds like from the inside. Yeah, that's definitely valves open. That is really loud. That is really, really, really loud. The vibration through the seat is absurd. This is awesome. All right, I'll pick this back up as soon as I get home. Okay, so we're back at the spot, and I'm just trying to get a hang of the key fob because I don't know which one closes and which one opens it. So the whole time I was driving here, I was trying to figure it out. All right, so this is closed right now. Yeah, this is closed because otherwise it'd be pretty annoying. So, all right, so it's closed. So I think this is open. That's definitely open. So center of the key fob is definitely open. Top of the key fob right there. Push it again. Push it again. What? There we go. Okay. I guess just depends on where you're pushing it from, I guess. Or maybe it has to be closer. I don't know. So I guess maybe it had a signal issue, I guess maybe. All right, so open. Yeah, okay, so maybe it just has to be real close to the exhaust in order for it to work. God, that smells really bad. That smells really bad. Okay. All right, so anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and do some revs with it open and closed. So we'll do a, I guess, yeah, we'll start with it closed, and then we'll do it open. So simple enough. Okay. Yeah, that's a crazy night and day difference. That is a crazy night and day difference. I guess I just wasn't pushing the button correctly or whatever on the inside because I couldn't hear a difference. So now that I know it's closed, at least now I can cruise around with it closed, but I don't really care. So we're gonna do some driving impressions with them open, obviously. Trust me, the pops and bangs out of this thing is insane, especially when it shifts. When it's shifting and it's just popping and everything, it's crazy. Oh, and then when you let off the gas at certain RPMs, I'm telling you, this exhaust sounds insane from inside the cabin. So I don't think the the bad part is that I bet you the camera's not going to do it justice. You have to be in the cabin to hear this, but we'll try. So, oh, see, it opened and closed in like 2 seconds. I guess I held it for too long. So, cool. Now it's on. All right, let's get to some in-cabin sound. Oh, and probably the best part of all of this, the fact that there is no check engine light on at all whatsoever. So from the get-go, no check engine light. That is amazing. Install was perfect. The modules are working perfectly. So this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. Car drives beautifully, no hiccups, nothing. So I couldn't ask for anything better. This is awesome. All right, let's move. All right, let's pull out into traffic, and this is the sketchiest, yeah, definitely the sketchiest blind corner, but no cars coming. Shifts just bang, they bang into gear. That is so dope. And that's with the windows up. The gurgles, like the gurgle burble right now. It's awesome. It happens constantly now. It's not just like every once in a while. It's now constant. Yeah, as soon as you accelerate a little bit or whatever and then let off the gas, it happens. I'm just wondering if I put down the window, is it gonna be too much wind noise? All right, let's put down this window, the driver window. Yeah. So this is awesome. All right, here we go. Driving. Oh man, there's so much traffic though. This sucks. The downshifts are pretty dope too. So all right, so we're at a light. It should change for us, and then we should be able to definitely, yeah, that's, thank God mine doesn't sound like that. I thought it was going to be like too high pitched or something. It's perfect. It's like just the right amount of exotic coming out of this V8 now, and it's nothing like a regular like Camaro or any previous gen Corvette. So that is amazing. It's such a unique sound. I don't know how to describe it. So good. That sounds so good. I'm not even getting on it. I'm at 41 miles an hour, 38, 37, 2,600 RPMs, 3,300 RPMs. I can't go any faster. There's cars in front of me, but I'm telling you, this thing sounds like such a crazy exotic vehicle. And definitely you pick up on the responsiveness as well. Like the vehicle feels a lot more responsive. So the fact that we did a cat delete paired along with this catback exhaust, it's very, very responsive. And yeah, I'm in love. All right. Speed bump there, whatever. Pop hole. Yeah. No, this thing feels good. This thing feels good. Feels good. Sounds good. I'm in love. Like, get yourself a titanium exhaust. Just trust me. Get yourself a titanium exhaust. And valved one, because they get really, really loud. So unless you already have neighbors that hate you, get a valved exhaust. Otherwise, if you don't care at all, just do it. Just straight pipe it. Who cares? No mufflers whatsoever. Who cares? But I don't want to be this loud all the time. So that's why, I mean, I open and close it. And not to mention in my neighborhood, I don't want to be that guy. So. That sounds so good. I'm telling you, this thing sounds the part now. I mean, I know I made it look like a race car and everything, but it didn't have that sound. Now it really has the sound that this thing needs to be on the track. So Yeah, this is awesome. This is so good. Yeah, this is awesome. The world. This thing sounds so good when you get on it, I'm telling you. Those initial bangs. Oh, that's so sick. I've never had anything pop like this, like when you're shifting. The C7 does pop. It does pop, but it doesn't pop like this. It does not pop like this. The C7's, obviously, the C7's tuned differently. Let's be real. Like, both cars are completely different, but that one pops and bangs differently than this one. And I love that because it's two totally different cars. And once again, it's giving me two totally different feels, two different vibes, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, this thing feels so good. This is awesome. I've been stuck behind cars all day. I have not had a free lane. Like, this sucks. All I want to do is just gun it for you. And I can't. Not right now, at least. At 652, 652, why isn't everyone where they need to be? Why are so many people on the road right now? Like, this sucks. God. I mean, I'm not going to be able to do anything here either. There's a light. Cool. Awesome. All right. Let me pick it up. What's the point of picking it up? I give up. It sounds so good shifting into gear. Oh, that's my favorite. I know we haven't heard any like significant pops, it downshifting, but I'm telling you, it pops when it downshifts too. I just got to get it right. It's just, I can't. There's cars so close to me or behind me. So, and the drone, oh, by the way, drone, like, non-existent. Like, you don't even have to worry about it. It is not even an afterthought. You roll up your windows and the valves are open. The valves are completely open. No drone. You're good. You're good. Cruise around all you want with the valves open. Like, this vehicle is not going to give you any earache, any issues whatsoever. So yeah, like, that's amazing. I just thought about that right now. It's a pleasure to drive with the valves open, because it's not that, I guess maybe the tone or the pitch of the exhaust or whatever, it's pleasing to the ears. It's not anything overwhelming. Like, it's not annoying to your eardrum, I guess, or whatever, but it sounds perfect with the valves open. You don't have to worry about it. So, all right. Just a constant, like, resonance, right? Oh, and you feel it in your butt the whole time. This is amazing. This is amazing. It's a brand new car. It's a brand new car. I'm not even kidding. Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like Brian and Jerry just gave a brand new car back to me. Oh, mamacita. This is so dope. All right, time to roll up the window because I'm wasting the AC. Yeah, right now, I mean, me cruising. The sound is back there. The sound is back there. You don't have to worry about it, like, destroying your earbuds or anything in here. You're good. Sex on wheels, I'm telling you. All right, I'm pulling up to the gym right now because I want to show my buddy this. So I'll pick it up as soon as I'm going home. I brought my buddy out here or whatever, and he just stood in the back, and he was like, it's the loudest thing ever. So that confirmation really solidifies the fact that this is a very, very loud exhaust, and that's exactly, I just needed to hear from someone else as well. So I just learned something. That sounds so good. You need to put it in, so just changing out the modules and the exhaust, right? Like putting the Paragon Performance modules in there. Yeah, that'll keep your check engine light off, but that's not gonna turn off 4-cylinder mode. So 4-cylinder mode, that's gonna have to be tuned out, because I completely forgot that I didn't put it in Z mode right now, heading home from the gym. and it went into 4-cylinder mode, and it sounded horrible. It sounded horrible. The vibration changed and everything, and it was horrible. So 4-cylinder mode will still be active when it needs to be active. So just keep that in mind. So if you don't want 4-cylinder mode to be on or ever turn on, then just keep it in track mode or Z mode. So just a little tidbit. But yeah, so see, I learned something new. Learned something new every day. So all right, so both windows are down. Let's see if we can hear anything. That sounds really good. It just backfired. That's awesome. Sounds so good. And I haven't even hit 4,000 RPMs. Wow, that sounded really good. I love this thing. I love this thing. All right, so she's back home. Just look at this. The sun is hitting it so beautifully. Look at that. That's exactly what I was hoping for. That looks awesome. Look how, oh, that's so shiny. I love it. It looks so good in the sun. And then from a profile view as well. A profile view looks so good. Those tips looks money. Look at that. That is awesome. Oh yeah, I love it. Yep, so check out that third brake light. That looks so nicely integrated. That is so awesome. Love the way it came out. That looks so good. Yeah, that looks so good. These are so bright, by the way. Like I'm gonna put this on a tripod, and then that way you guys will see it flash and everything, even though you guys already saw it, but just one more time. So this will be a quick warmed up start, okay? So just so that way you guys can hear what it sounds like right now before I take it to the parking lot to rev it. So also, I'm gonna go ahead and show how that thing flashes again, and then it goes to a solid state. So let's do it. I might as well hit the valve so then that way you can hear how quiet the exhaust goes. So, all right, let's do it again. Well, I'm back home and about to tuck her in, so I figured film it one last time going in, and then this way you get a much better idea of what the brake light looks like, because the sun finally went down. So let me do that. I hit the valves closed because the echo is really loud. I started it up right there, parked across the street, and it's really loud, so I closed the valves. So that's enough fun for one day. So remember, the sound that we're getting right now out of this is in big part due to the Catalytic, right? So the test pipes. So there are your test pipes right there. Come around to the other side. They look so good. They look like as if they came with the vehicle, right? Like it matches the heat shield on the header perfectly. There's that spider web. I got a spider web right there. You can see the spider web. Interesting. But yeah, you definitely got to thank the Catalytics for this. That's awesome. thing is so sexy. I love this thing. Just look at that. Just look at it. I mean, it's sun's already down and it already still captures like all that sunlight, right? That's why I wanted the gold. That's why I wanted the gold more so than like the blue or the purple, right? And so it's coming out fantastic, and the tips just look perfect. And so I'm in love with this. All right, so let's do some cold starts back to back. So we're gonna do the factory exhaust cold start first, and then we're gonna do the aftermarket cold start right after. And then we're gonna do the factory exhaust revs, and then the aftermarket exhaust revs right after. So yeah, that's those are the segments that are about to happen right after this. I absolutely love that color variation. Let's take a close look at this. Look at that. That's so awesome. I love that. Look at that. That is awesome. That looks so good. Oh, I love that color change. Look at that. That's awesome. Nice. Yup. So huge shout out to Cris Alcaraz over at Gem Motorsports. So this is the Pure Performance exhaust. I bought it through Gem Motorsports. I'm not sure if Cris also owns Pure Performance, but regardless, I got that exhaust in like 2 days. That means Cris, as soon as I placed the order with Cris, he shipped it to me from California to my house, and I got it in 2 days. That's awesome. And then he shipped it with the carbon fiber tips. And then on top of that, I asked him, hey, could I have titanium tips? And he went out of his way to place an order for me, and he sent them over. So it's awesome that I've got 2 sets of tips. Dude, that's awesome. Like, thank you, bottom of my heart. Like, thanks for doing that, man. I'm so excited because, like I said previously, I can change out the tips then, I don't know, for next season if I want to, right? See what it looks like and stuff. So that's another little, like, added little bonus with the exhaust. It was a nice surprise. But yeah, so Cris Alcaraz is the guy that you need to talk to if you want to do this titanium exhaust. That it's sick. The pure performance titanium exhaust, now you've heard it and everything. Trust me, the video doesn't even do it justice at all. Trust me on this one. It's insane. What is coming around here? Is that a motorcycle? Yes, it's a very, yeah, cool. Anyways, all right, so yeah, Cris, thank you so much, bottom of my heart, man. Like the exhaust system is sick. Did he just, I guess he's learning how to ride his bike, but yeah, the exhaust system right here, so dope. Looks amazing, looks full on, you know, like, I don't even know, I would say a race car, looks like a race car. And so as silly as that sounds, I mean, I love, obviously, race car parts, so this is amazing. And yeah, man, so it looks amazing, the titanium and its quality, the welds are epic and everything. It fit like a glove, right? It fit perfectly. So, I mean, you can't really ask for much better. Playing around with the tips a little bit, trying to get them adjusted. I mean, that's going to take some time. So just, you know, when you do this exhaust, that's probably going to take quite a little bit of time at the end of it. But everything else lines up great and stuff. And yeah, not much more to be said. I mean, the sound is insane. The vehicle just sounds completely different. It does not sound like a Corvette at all. And that's what I wanted. So I couldn't be more happy with the exhaust. There's not much more to say. I mean, I'm absolutely in love. So yeah, if you like that video, go ahead and click that like button, hit subscribe. And I really hope you enjoyed this video because I am obsessed. This is probably gonna be my best video. Well, I guess that depending on a lot of things, but for me personally in my heart, this is my favorite video. So yeah, all right, well, I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye.